What's up, Stogie Geeks listeners? Joe Zemper here, a.k.a. Joe Hollywood, a.k.a. the Italian Stallion, telling you about a little giveaway that we have going on. We've teamed up with our sponsor, JC Newman, this year to give back to the Stogie Geeks listener. They've been such an awesome partner so far. They've decided to give away one Diamond Crown Humidor per quarter to the winner that they choose. All you got to do is log on to stogiegeeks.com/Diamond Crown. Click on the enter to win button. It's really that easy. So if you're smart and you want an awesome humidor for your home collection, go to our website, stogiegeeks.com, find that banner ad right on top, click on it, and register to win that humidor. Good luck. Thank you for tuning in. I want to take the time out to let you know and thank Juan Lopez. He was the VP of Sales for Gurkha Cigars, educated me on what Gurkha is going through from a business standpoint and also what to expect in the future. So if you're just tuning into that, you want to go back and get that segment for sure and be on the lookout for what's coming to soon to brick and mortars, if not in some already. Gurkha's it's an older company, and it's doing its growth spurt and trying to take care of what the consumers perceive it as and where it's going as a company. And I think that it's certainly on the right path. We will have Juan back for sure. I want to start this segment with a quote. This quote is from Drew Newman from JC Newman Cigars. And it says, "We are hoping to create something that will be on every cigar lover's bucket list." And what I'm talking to you about is JC Newman breaks ground on a multi-million-dollar factory expansion. And I had the opportunity to do a off-air briefing with JC Newman. Also, Stogie Geeks listeners, if you go to stogiegeeks.com, right on the top banner, you can register to win a JC Newman humidor. Each quarter, they're giving away a different humidor with Stogie Geeks listeners. And from there, last month, they gave away one from Diamond Crown. And this month, it's from Brick House. So check it out. You just go to stogiegeeks.com, click on the banner on the top, and from there, register, get your email, and you do want to get some updates from them because that is a company that, again, like an older company, they have other brands that are out there that you might be like, oh, I normally smoke that, but I didn't know it was from JC Newman. There you go. So that being said, with this breaking grounds here, right, what they're trying to do is they have recently took the time out to expand their factory, okay? And with that there, what they want to do is they're just about to start, I guess you can say, phase 2 of construction, which phase 1, you get all the permits, do all of that there. Phase 2 of the renovation, which is to begin this June of 2019, is to kind of build and update their building's infrastructure, which will allow them for more room for sticks, more room for inventory, and more room for you as the consumer. And I want to take the time out to talk to you about what it is that they're trying to do. With my briefing with JC Newman, we were talking about they are starting, and once this is complete, I'm told mid-2020. So you got to allow construction to take place with that, and more importantly, Florida construction, right, to take place. So you want to log on to their website, subscribe to the newsletter, get on there, and stay updated. But at the end of the day, this is what's going to happen. You're going to be able to go in to the facility, and you have a self-guided tour or some tours that are there. They're also going to have some hand rolling of cigar demonstrations. And then they're also going to be able to have classes of different sorts. I'm assuming it's going to be blends. I'm assuming it's going to be how to hand roll. there. We were talking about some of the future of how they're going to utilize that room. And then they're also going to have a museum to tell the story of how they were when in the beginning, and where they are now and where they're going as a company there. And it'll have some obviously some retail space as well. One of the things that I truly like there, and hold on, I want to find it. Oh yeah, it says, and I quote, "At the same time, the builders will be constructing a brand new rolling gallery." Okay, that's that museum I was telling you about. A new handmade, the new handmade cigar production space will include, a room of a dozen cigar rollers that will be rolling cigars on premises. This leads to the new announcement coming up. It should be on Stogie Geeks next episode. It'll be ready, so you want to stay tuned for that. Aging rooms and tobacco storage, right? So they're going to update it and then do that there. You're going to be able to get an inside look. According to the Newman Company, plans have even been made to have a, quote, raised podium for lectors to read to the rollers, just like cigar factories did in the olden days. Now, if you're listening to this and you might not know like what they did, you can email me at joeh@stogiegeeks.com, and I will provide you how it was back in the days. Because basically happened is they would have lectors come up on a raised podium. So picture a, I guess you could say church setting, right? It's an easy way to elaborate everyone. Have a raised podium, and then you have your row of rollers, and they would have a lector come in and then read to them about a certain topic, and then do that there. And they really want to hold on to that heritage and focus on what they want to do. If you want a more in-depth email to the article, again, it's joeh@stogiegeeks.com. I can provide that for you, not a problem there. But I think that's super cool because think about this. If you were able to go down there, let's fast forward, it's 2021, right? It's up and rolling and whatnot, and you have a chance to go to sunny Florida, and you stop by the facility, you have a chance to stop by, see a museum. It's not going to take a whole day, right? You can go down there for the cigar lover and see the cigars that are rolled at the Newman factory, see the workers go there, and I think that's a fascinating model. And if you were to mimic that model currently, what's doing? It's similar to craft beer, or if you were to go to a vineyard. For those of you who know me personally, I frequent them a lot, all right? And you get the chance to go there because I love that learning component, right? You want to learn more about what it is that you're consuming, and you want to learn more about what makes the blend of why you like it so much, right? So it gives you a good chance to get down there, check out the museum, see where they were, see where they're going, check out the rollers, maybe register for a class, learn how to roll a cigar yourself. That's a pretty cool option for sure. So definitely want to stay tuned for that. As we continue on with Stogie Geeks, we will certainly be bringing you more and more updates as we get closer. I am told that I am going to get pictures and update of the progress, so that will be coming soon. We can either post them on the site or have someone from JC Newman come down and explain what's been going on over there. So something to look forward to. Also, speaking JC Newman, January, I'm good. June 12th, we are having an event next door at the Havana Cigar Club on JC Newman's birthday, and we are going to be filming Stogie Geeks live from there. So you want to stay tuned for that. So you want to stay close to the website at stogiegeeks.com, and also Facebook, social media. You can check us out for sure and get updates on that if you're going to be in the area June 12th. Definitely stop by the Havana Cigar Club. We're going to be doing Stogie Geeks live from there, filming and doing that for JC Newman's birthday. And I am told that this is a nationwide event for some of their other customers and clients there, and Stogie Geek's going to do an online collaboration. So if you're not allowed to go, or if you can't get to awesome Rhode Island or G Unit Studios, we can do that. But if you come down, let me know. Email me. Let me know you're coming down. joeh@stogiegeeks.com, and you can. I'll give you a tour of the studio as well, for sure. Now, 8 alternatives to Bloody Marys. Let's take some time and talk about Bloody Marys. I have received numerous emails. You know the email, right? I received numerous emails about doing a Bloody Mary segment. This is not the Bloody Mary segment I want to do and coordinate, but this is just a teaser as to what is to come there. Now, I have 8 alternatives that you, the Stogie Geeks listener, can experiment with Bloody Marys. And I want to take a time out to talk to you a little bit about Bloody Marys, right? Because when I make them, okay, they're all not the same. And they're very popular here in the studio, not only on Stogie Geeks days, but it's cascaded to other days as well. And which is awesome, because when you make them, you can kind of experiment. And for those of you who have gone out there and gone to different restaurants and whatnot, I mean, places get rowdy, right? They put the little stack of hamburger, some bacon there. I've even got rowdy. I cheated. I bought some Slim Jims. It was quicker, right? For over there. But I want to take the time out to talk to you about 8 alternatives to that. The first one is, so for those of you listening or watching, Bloody Mary specifically is tomato juice, Worcestershire sauce, say that 10 times, horseradish, a little bit of salt and pepper, some vodka. Or Bloody Mary mix and vodka, stick of celery in it. That's how the restaurants do it, right? Bloody Mary mix, vodka, stick of celery in it, maybe some of those cheesy olives. I'm not talking about the super cool, what's the word I'm looking for? Blue cheese stuffed olives. This is good, right? But anyway, sticking them in there. There you go, right? No, so that's what they do. So in lieu of vodka, you could put gin in it, right? And with gin, right, you have some of those botanicals that go in there. And just FYI, I've made my own gin. I want to do a segment of Stogie Geeks on that. I've actually made my own gin. It's been aging for over a year now. And I have one bottle that's been aging for over 2 years now. And it originally started as vodka, which that's a whole nother segment. But just trust me, it's the year old. I take a sip. I'm like, yeah, it's not ready. Maybe it's ready, right? It's ready. It's all gin, right? It's good, right? However, I'm going to be doing a Stogie Geeks episode on that as well, and how I accomplished that and what I did, because I took very good notes. Same thing with craft beer. I want to do a craft beer segment where I make craft beer here on Stogie Geeks. And if you ever take a trip to the studio, I'll give you a sample. There you go. Right? Can't mail a sample. Break too many rules on way too many multiple levels. Right? However, if you put gin in lieu of vodka in your Bloody Mary mix, there, it's called a red snapper. Interesting to know. Didn't know that. Right? From there, you can try that. And what happens is the citrus-heavy gins really take over and make it kind of zingy. Those are notes. I agree. I mix other things in my Bloody Mary. For example, celery salt. There's a bunch of cheats you can do too. Celery salt, lime packets there. Or you can squeeze a lime if you have some time there. So there you go. You can, and in lieu of vodka, put some gin in there. I tried that. It didn't suck. Just saying. There you go. We actually had those here in the studio last week when, I'm sad to say, we ran out of vodka at the time. We're like, oh, let's put some gin in there. Should taste the same. That was pretty cool. There you go. Also, Aquavit. This is the only one I didn't try, right? Aquavit, it adds complexity and spicy, and it makes it savory. There, I am not a hipster. by any means, but I am going to go and pick up some Aquavit, and I am going to experiment with that. That's the only one of the 8 that I didn't try. The next one is sherry. This makes it really not alcohol content for sure, right? There, but it does have a smoked finish, and with that, you can really, so if it has a smoky flavor, if that's your palate, you'd have to pair it to a cigar, right? So, there you go. We didn't do any pairings with these, but off the top of my head, I'm thinking Kentucky Fried Curd. Why the hell not, right? That's a interesting smoke, for sure. Plus, that man purse thing drives me nuts. Anyway, moving on. Another thing you can do, besides that, is some extra dry vermouth there with the tomato spice, and you have to go a little heavier on the celery salt with there. What happens is you get like a fresher texture because of what the vermouth is. You could shake it. You might get a little foam on there. It looks weird because you have red and the thickness of the Bloody Mary, then you have some foam. Like if you were making, I don't know, like a Blue Hawaii or something like that. But, definitely something to do. Meanwhile, just so you know, with the vermouth, you have extremely low alcohol content. So, I don't know. I don't know if you... I had it, and I was like, needs more vodka. Put the vodka in it. I don't know if it qualified as that, but that's how we did it. It had some extra dry vermouth on there. But if you're just doing the vermouth, extremely low alcohol content. Could be for those of you who have friends that are Italian and get rowdy on alcohol. You can keep them low. Anyway, bourbon. Awesome idea. Bourbon in your Bloody Mary is amazing, okay? And not only do you get the tang from the bourbon, if you were even to take it a step further and go with bacon bourbon, which they actually do make that, the bacon bourbon is awesome. You check that out. Bloody Mary, put that celery in, add some celery salt. I like the hot sauce. I actually get hot sauce like kits for gifts from different hot sauce places and whatnot. And there's a place in Newport, Rhode Island, where I like to frequent and pick up some interesting hot sauces as well. Experiment with the Bloody Mary. Bourbon in your Bloody Mary is awesome. Actually digging that a little bit more than vodka, for sure. There. If you were to go to a Mexican restaurant, you have 2 choices, right? And I'm going to give 3 choices, right? You can do tequila. It's called a Bloody Maria. So, again, full disclosure, every Monday night we have those next door at the Havana Club. They've actually gone far as buying jalapenos to add to that. And that is an awesome thing, for sure. Is instead of you make the Bloody Mary, there you go with the mix. Put some jalapenos on there. They do a super cool peppered rim around from our sponsors over at the Havana Cigar Club. Put that in there. It is awesome. But if you go to a Mexican restaurant or next door, you can have it specifically with mezcal, which is another option instead of the vodka. Again, mezcal gives it kind of like a smokier flavor. But, if you're doing this at home, my recommendation is, take the recipe for a Bloody Mary mix, make it, put the Potts vodka and then substitute it with what I've been saying, and then there, take a sip, and then add some more spices to it, to your palate, But take notes as to what you like, because who knows, maybe you'd make the next big hit, and your friends will like it. If you need pairings on Bloody Marys, you can always email me for sure. I've had some Stogie Geeks listeners email me and say, Joe, I have these cigars in my humidor. What do you think I should drink with it? I love those conversations. Takes me a couple of days to respond, but I do get to them, and I do get excited when you send them to me, for sure. And I'm sorry. Before you go to the Mexican restaurant, before I do the last but not least, and we end up the show here. If you go to a Mexican restaurant, chances are you can't smoke a cigar. I get it. Those are the laws. Do not forget about the michelada. Now, the michelada is Bloody Mary mixed with Modelo, okay? And make sure it is with Modelo because you get the lime from the Modelo into there. It's called the michelada. It'll wake you up in the morning. It'll make you feel real good, for sure. If you are doing micheladas with cigars, definitely Connecticut, can't go wrong. If you want to go spicy, you got to go with an all Nicaraguan cigar. You can't do like a Nicaraguan binder, Nicaraguan filler, and a sun-grown or something that steps out of that. If you go Nicaraguan binder, filler, wrapper, or wrapper, binder, filler, which is how they always say it, right? Have a michelada in the morning. Trust me. Let me know how that works out for you. I think it'll work out great. However, I suggest that you do it after work or in the mornings on the weekend because we are not responsible for any of the behavior that we talk about here on this show. And last but not least, your 8th thing that you can do, but technically 9, so it's 8.5. I always have to throw my spin on this, right? Is cognac. If you can only have one Bloody Mary drink a day because time, purpose, family, whatever your excuse is, put cognac in it. You will certainly not be disappointed if you put cognac in your Bloody Mary. I've been your host here, Joe Zempa, for episode 300. Let me know what you think about all your Bloody Marys. We got some interesting news coming up with a brand new cigar coming up by JC Newman on the next episode in more details. Stogie Geeks is alive and well. Trust me. We'll see you next time.